Hey guys, welcome back to Snark and Spark. I'm Emily and I'm doing a floss tube. I don't want this video to be forever long, and I'm not gonna lie, I already tried to film this once and it was way too long and I couldn't even get it to upload to my computer, and I just kind of said screw it, I'm just gonna refilm it because I know what I want to say and hopefully I can get it done. Yes, I'm in a new location. I'm actually sitting at my kitchen table. I filmed other videos and which will be showing up on my channel soon, but I mentioned it there and I mentioned it here. I realized that I actually feel more productive sitting at my kitchen table than I do sitting at my desk. Oh no, my dog has something. One of my tablet counters. I feel more productive. I'm not sure what it is. I definitely think it's because I sit at my desk. My desk is more recreational than work. You know, I watch videos there. I sit at my desk and I'll stitch if my husband wants to be close to me, but we both want to do separate things. You know, he'll sit at his computer and game, and I'll sit at mine and watch Flosstube and stitch, or I'll play games myself. Versus, I definitely sit at my table when I want to focus and I want to get things done. So yeah, I'm sitting here. Plus, we're in the middle of a snowstorm that just came out of nowhere. And my office is physically cold right now because it sits right at the front door and it's next to the window and it's cold and dark. I don't like the lighting in there versus this is a shared space between my kitchen and my living room, and there's a light there and a light here, and I'm sitting right in front of a window and it's coming in natural, bright, white, blinding light from the snow, which is gorgeous and dangerous, and my husband hopefully will be coming home soon. It makes me nervous. I just want him to come home safe and in one piece. So, sorry, my phone is sitting right here and it's distracting me. But my husband did answer my text, which makes me happy. He should be leaving work in about 45 minutes, and I asked him to please take his time and to drive very carefully because it is coming down fast and hard and thick, and it's getting close to whiteout conditions. So, and I live in Iowa. So today, I want to do a couple things. What's the matter? Oh, Kennedy, that was so sad. Hi. What? You just want attention? Oh, baby girl. I don't know. They were just outside, but it was really cold, and so she immediately wanted to come back in, which I don't blame her. And she was all covered in snow, but I don't know if she actually went potty. Yeah. She has an appointment on Monday. It's time for, I think she has to go potty. I just let them out, but I think the snow freaked her out because she's never seen snow. Oh, okay, well, let's let them out real quick. She was just crying, but my other dog loves the snow. He's part husky, and so he's having a heyday. I can see him. He's literally just running back and forth in the yard and frolicking. He absolutely adores snow. So he's fine. She, on the other hand, since we don't quite know what her breed is, we did get a DNA test for her for Christmas. So we're going to do that. She's a short hair, so she doesn't have a thick coat like he does, and she has no coat on her underside. So the poor thing she doesn't like when it's cold. But they're playing right now. And I hope if she has to potty, my Eisenhower lets her potty, and then I can let her back in. Anyways, got my little outline here. I really just kind of want to wrap up. And I said I wasn't going to do this. In my last Flosstube, I was like, I'm not going to do an end of the year. But you know what? Plans change, things change, I changed my mind. I want to do just a quick end of the year in the sense of I'm not showing everything I finished because a lot of the things I finished were gifts. So I've already given them away to their intended recipient. But I want to show the WIPs that I have that are going to be coming into 2021 with me, and also to share the projects that I have that I plan on starting. So, and I also want to talk about my WIPGO and this chunky binder, which has a bunch of my stuff in it. and what I'm using this for, and so on. So let's just get started first. I want to do quick and easy. I'm going to go in alphabetical order. So, Australian Dragon, first and foremost. And each of these that I show, some of them I've made changes to, some of them I haven't. I'm not going to go into specifics here. When I finish a project, I will show it off, and if I've made changes, that's when I will discuss the changes or hiccups, but not right now. I just want to show it off and keep moving, so this video isn't horribly, terribly long again. But first off, we have the Australian Dragon by Mirabilia. This is 28 count, light blue, even weave. Then we have my book lover's bookshelf. Everything's kind of in piles. So I don't want to make too much noise, but can you hear my son? I sent him upstairs because he's been very naughty. So he's upstairs right now doing chores. Nope, that's pattern. Don't look at that. I'm gonna get rid of that anyway. That's an old pattern. All right, here it is. And this is by Fuzzy Fox Designs. It is a store on Etsy. I just need to finish this shelf and then do these two. There's that. Then we have, hopefully this is the last time you see this as a WIP, and hopefully the next time I show it to you, it is a FO. So we have Deck the Halls. I did work on it some more. I've put in a couple hundred more stitches on it. I did last night and the night before. I am really trying to finish this before January 1st. I don't want to bring this into 2021 with me. I've been working on this since 2019. I want it to go bye-bye. I want to finish it and put it away with my Christmas decorations so I can pull it out next year. I also had a really weird thought about, what if you laminated a cross stitch? Like, don't get me wrong. I know that this is a terrible idea. That this is awful, horrible. But it just came through my head, like, what if you ran one of your finished, they're thin enough, like the fabric is thin enough. Like, what if you ran it through a laminator? Like, why not? Thoughts, things I think about. If I ever try it, I'll let you know. The way my brain works. And then we've got some patterns. I like to keep everything. I have this big giant, it's actually like a shipping envelope. Look at this stuff. It's like bigger than my torso. But I have this giant shipping envelope though that is perfect for keeping like my kitted up patterns in. And I've got little cardboard dividers in between them. That way they don't get bent and I know where they all are. Even if it is kind of annoying, but at least I know exactly where everything is. So, Harbingers, from Whispered by the Wind, but designed by Mary McDonald. I think my dog wants in. I'm going to be doing 1 and 2, and on the 32 count Belfast Stormy Night. I originally had something else picked for this, but then I've repurposed, so I'm trying to match everything up before I start, so at least I've got things going. And I already have all the floss for this as well, so this just needs to be started. I have the, here, can I open this? This guy is my cross stitch binder. So on the inside here, I have all of the printed out copies I have made of my patterns. And so I'm like flipping through them, and I have them organized and labeled with tabs and dividers. It actually needs to be updated because if you are in certain groups, you might have seen I posted. If you saw a post where someone posted about a project that their dog destroyed, and they were furious about it and also really, really sad about it, that was me. I was working on Moonlit Owl on my couch, and I got up, walked over to this table to grab a writing instrument because I wanted to take a note of something. I came back. He had grabbed it, run off with it, and destroyed it. With it being perforated paper, it ripped. Threads were ripped and it was in pieces. I shared the photo of it on Facebook, so if you saw that, that was me. And that really kind of messed up some of my plans, which because of that, it really put me in a bad mood and I was really upset. And that was currently what I was working on for Whip Wranglers. And I mean, I had already kind of given up hope that I was going to finish Whip Wranglers, but then that just solidified it. And so then I was just in a really bad mood. And I was like, screw it, I'm just going to pull out Deck the Halls because I want it to be done and I want to stitch and I'm just too upset to work, like to make a new start or work on anything else. So, so that will not be coming with me, but maybe it will because, and I have to say a huge shout out, everyone has been awesome and supportive about it. People have commented. I doubt you're watching this, but if you are, Oliver, you have reached out to me. I have yet to reach out back to you. I have been swamped. Things are crazy busy at my house and with the snow but if you watch this, I saw your message. I'm going to respond to you. I truly appreciate you. Thank you. I've had people reach out and offer to help me and to resupply what I need, and y'all are the best. Like, thank you. Anyways, moving on. So at the back, I do have things that haven't been organized in here yet. Like I was waiting for another slot to open. Gosh, but one of them is the Halloween 2020 Stitch Along from Stitchonomy. This is just the frame. I have the pattern printed out here, and it was, released, it was, the 31 days. One little pattern, one mini was released a month. I plan on starting that, and if I like it, which I've liked the previous ones, this was just the first year that I decided to actually stitch. I will probably as well do the 2021 one as well. I like the idea of having a series. So yeah, so I have that. And I believe I'm going to do that on, I just think it would be great. They're eating the snow. This. What shows much better here than it did. I filmed it in the office the other day and this did not pull up. So this is 16 count Ada in purple lilac from Vintage Needle Arts. Oh, it pulls up so much better in here. I don't want to take it out of the packaging. I've had this for a while actually and I just loved the color, but I have not been able to figure out what I wanted to put on this. I originally was going to do Book Lover's Bookshelf on it, but then I found that blue. Oh, I didn't say what my Ada was. Book Lover's Bookshelf is on like 14 count blue, and then Doug Hall's is on 16 count gray. But yes, so this is a 16 count purple lilac dyed Ada, and I really like it, and I think it'll be good for the Halloween because it's not that dark of a purple, but there are spots and splotches of this like gray spread throughout, and I just think this is a really good color for like Halloween. I know, I'm sorry, I'm kind of like cutting my head off. I keep like popping up and then sitting down, popping up and sitting down because I'm excited and I'm talking fast. I have a lot of energy. I just worked out before filming this, so I'm rewarding myself with a ginger ale. Working out is hard. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It sucks. It hurts. Everything hurts. I worked out yesterday, and then I worked out today, even though I didn't want to, and my body is mad. But it's good for me, even if I hate it. I'm sorry. They're distracting me. I just saw my dogs and they're just running around in the snow. It's actually very cute, but they're gonna have to come in soon because I don't want them to freeze and get sick. So, Halloween. After that, I've got Let's Talk Autumn. Which I have not started, but Let's Talk Autumn by Hands On Design. And I'm going to be putting it on this 32 count Belfast in navy. I'm really excited. I also have all of the floss for this as well, and I'm excited. It called for slate, but I didn't want it on slate. I remember that now. I was like, because when I first saw the picture, I thought it was navy blue. But then, I mean, I can tell now, but yeah. So I've already said this. Navy blue. Then we have letters from Hogwarts, and I am doing that ×2 because I am a glutton for punishment. No, one is for me. I'm making one for myself, but then I am making one for my sister's nursery. We are expecting our first baby niece in the new year, and I am very excited. And she did a Harry Potter themed nursery, and I helped paint some of the furniture, and I'm just very, very excited. And so I decided, not only did I just want to be like the best aunt ever, I wanted to make her something for the nursery. And so I am making her Letters from Hogwarts Stitch Your Own Adventure based off of my sister's choices for baby girl. And I'm really excited. And I've got the fabric for both of those in here. More shipping envelopes. These are so underrated as pattern and fabric holders. So baby girls will be put on this. This is 16 count Ada. It didn't have a color because when the designer Stuart Cunningham first released his Stitch Your Own Adventure plans for Hogwarts, he partnered with Mystic Fabrics to create a special like Hogwarts themed Ada and even leaf. And this is it. It looks more brown here, but it's actually got some like green. It's kind of like the gray green. And so I definitely originally ordered this when he announced that because I wanted it. And I'll put baby girls on there. And then I am going to do mine on this. This is 36 count Edinburgh linen. I've never worked on Edinburgh, but it was like I wanted a smaller count. I wanted to try it. So we have 36 count in the color Bramble. They're very similar, but also very different. That one is more gray versus the Mystic one is more greeny. Then, I've got my big list over here. We have the library periodic table. And I don't remember who this was from, so I don't want to say the wrong name. This is all I've got started on it. It's on perforated paper. It's going to go across. My intention is to make this into a bookmark. So, what if I laminate this one? I have to get this idea out of my head. This is such a terrible thing, but I do plan on making a bookmark out of that. That can go back in here. And I keep that in here because I want to keep it flat as much as possible and not get crinkled, just because I do handle it a lot. I don't put it in a frame or a Q-snap or anything. I just hold it. Oh gosh, go back in. Good enough. Then I have a full coverage. Also, this, I love this. This is just a little binder add-in, but it's a pocket. It's just a zipper pocket, and so I've got like these extra things, which are like the tab holders. But then I've got, so these are the colors I'm using for what I just showed. That's just the outline. Gosh, if I can hold these. For a library periodic table, these are the colors I picked. Ooh, good thing I have another skein of this. I believe my dog got a hold of this. It feels bad. Dogs. But, so these are the colors I chose. And I didn't want to forget that these are the ones I chose, even though I wrote them down. And I didn't really have anything small enough to like put them on. There's only 5 total, and I didn't want to use one of my like thread drops. I like the big ones that have like 20 something spaces, and I was like, it's silly to use one of those for 5 colors. But I like this, and I've just got it all right there, and it stays, and it's flat, and I love it. Anyways, moving on. I have a full coverage piece called Not Tonight, I'm Reading, from Geek Chic in Stitches. Yeah, try saying that 5 times fast. Don't look, don't look, don't look. But that's what it is. It is full coverage, and yes, this is all blue. All of this background is stitched and it is $9.39, very dark navy blue. And I looked it up, and I'm gonna need like 10 skeins to do this. That's okay. This is not for me, that is a gift for a friend. Then we've got, it's just the pattern, so I'm not gonna show it. Oh, I don't have it printed out, but I am also going to be doing Pandemic from Longdong. I almost said it again. I keep wanting to call it Longdong, and I'm so sorry, because that's not right. Long Dog Samplers. I will be doing Pandemic. I just need to get a fabric for that. I haven't picked. And colors. Basically, I know I want to do it, but I haven't decided on fabric or what colors. I can't figure out if I want to do DMC or if I want to splurge and get like some variegated thread or some like silks and do it. I haven't decided. I can't nail down what kind of color palette I want to work with. So then we have Praise Him with Strings. I haven't made any progress on this since I last showed it. Praise Him with Strings. And this is just the 18 count Rustico Ada. Then we have Read Books. It's just a little square. It's just a really tiny little square. I was gonna make it into like a magnet or something. I think that's still my plan. Then we have books. I have Read Now by Kintima by Kona. And it is this guy. I have Read Books, which is the little one I want to make magnet, but then this one is called Read Now, and I want to switch those up. Like I want this one to be Read Books, and the little one to be Read Now, or something. Ta-da! So it still just says Boo, and this is the 14 count Cafe au lait from, I looked it up, dovestitchcrossstitch.com. Sorry. Then I've got, so technically 12, but they all came together as a pattern. I've got the, well, hello there, from Hands-On Design. This one I will pull out just because it's all on the back. So I want to do all 12 because they're small. So I already have the buttons for November, December, and January in here. I'm using this beautiful creamy fabric that is a 32 count Belfast in Fairy Dust. And I just ordered the buttons for February and March as well. So hopefully those will be arriving soon. And then last but not least, I have the Year in Chalk series from also Hands-On Design. Geez, I don't know why that was so hard for me to come up with. I am going to apologize again. I know like for most of this video my head has been cut off because I literally keep bouncing up and down. I can't help it. So we've got, I have the December in here as well as the January one in here, and I have the white, and I have the whatever this color was called, the like turquoise sea. Of course, it's like hidden behind Tropical Ocean. Close enough. And I did place an order as well. When I ordered the buttons, I ordered February and April 123 Stitch is currently out of March. And I didn't want to place 2 separate orders. Like I know I can go on to Hands-On Design. Sorry. I could go on, oh, I've got dog hair. Oh my gosh. I could go on Hands-On Design and purchase it from the website, but I didn't want to have like 2 different shipping costs and things when I could just make one big, there is a dog hair or a cat hair, something on my nose. And it is driving me insane. Anyways, didn't want to place 2 different orders when I could just put in 1. So I'm just kind of keeping my eye out for March. If you have it, if you can find it, if it comes in stock before I see it, will you let me know? And all of those are on, we're going to be on. It called for slate or gunmetal. I think gunmetal is what it called for. But then I went with gunmetal. It called for gunmetal. Oh, did I do gunmetal? I did. It got eaten by a dog. But I did do 32 count linen in gunmetal. So I did do it on the called for color. Okay, that's gonna go back in there. But that's this. So I'm hoping to get at least 8 on this one. If not more, reasonably. And then I'll just order more fabric. I don't mind if they look kind of different. I really don't. So that's that. Gosh, look, I'm doing so great. I'm less than half an hour in, and that's even with interruptions from my dogs. I think they want to come in. I'm going to have to drive them off, so I'm going to wrap this up. But that's what's going on there. So as far as starting 2021 off right, I've printed off, thanks to Corinne, I'm sorry, dear, probably saying your name terribly wrong, and I hate that. I like to say people's names correctly. This beautiful soul went ahead and created these handy dandy charts for the year-long challenges, which I adore, because my brain, I need something like this, but I don't want to take the time and the effort to create it myself. So I love that she created it for me. I could punch holes in this if I wanted, stick it in my stitchy binder. If I really, really was dedicated, I could trim it down, get a hole punch for the happy planner and stick it in my reading planner. I'm not going to do that, but I could. But she has created multiple of these beautiful charts, and I just want to show them off real quick because I have printed them. So we've got, it's already been announced to us, we have the yearly stitching challenge level 1, which we need to build the different cabins of Camp Half-Blood. There are 20 cabins, and for level 1, we're fixing the cabins, and each cabin requires a total of 2,000 stitches for it to be considered fixed. We can use multiple WIPs. We don't have to match them to a cabin. They'll just be used, but we have to wait because they're going to give us a code word, and we have to have that visible in our project. So you can't just start stitching on it now and then upload it. No, you have to have the code word in the photo. Smart. But I really like this. So she's gone ahead. Each block is worth 100 stitches. So as I do 100 stitches on a project, I can just color it in. And if I really wanted to, I could assign. Like I could say I'm working on Praise Him with Strings. And then every 100 stitches I do. More than likely, I will create a key somewhere, probably here, and I will assign different colors to my WIPs, and then that way, when I inevitably forget what I assigned to it, I have it. So that's that. She also created a handout for the outrageous Headmister stitching challenge, and all of this can be found online. And so I'm glossing over this really quickly. That's Eisenhower. Super quickly, because there's more detail and you can find it online, but I can always sit down and go into more detail if you want. Just let me know. But this is for the 2021 Outrageous. So this is also the other year-long. This is the outrageous one. This is just a yearly challenge. This one I definitely feel is doable. There will be more levels. This is just level 1. But just like looking at this, oh yeah, you can break this down. And I'm looking forward to doing that. So there's 10. Front and back. This is the Stitch a Book. And so she's taken how many pages there are and times it by 100. So the first book is 375 pages times 100 equals 37,500. And so you need to put 37,500 stitches on something to stitch a book. And she's got this in blocks of 500, which is also easier for my brain to handle, and I think that's what she asked for as well. And so once I get to 500 on something, same thing, I will color code, I will match up and keep them the same, because I don't need that confusion in my life. So I've got that. And then the reading challenge. I think I'm most excited about this. I love this. There are how many different categories? 33 different categories, and then plus she gave us like an empty box just in case something else got released after she made this for us, which I appreciate so much. And this is for the year-long reading challenge. So you log your books. It has to be a minimum of 100 pages. But there's different categories. I'm not going to read all the categories, just a couple. But you, based off what you've picked, you fill it in. And, so the goal, let me slow down. The goal is theoretically 100 books. She's had it to, you pick 10 of the choices, 10 categories, and then you have to read 10 books within it. So if you pick, I'm going to do mine because mine would be really easy. For example, one of my categories will definitely be number 22, young adult, because I do read a lot of young adult. So you can put young adult, and then I would have to read 10 young adult books, and then this is finished. The book can only go in one spot. So even if I read a series, but it's a young adult series, I can't put it in both. I have to pick, which I'm so excited about. We're going to wrap this up. I just want to talk about WIPGO, for those of us in WIPGO, and how I'm just going to use everything to my advantage this year, because why not? And also why I made, I'm like out of breath. Goodness. That cold it's really cold. Anyways, I'm really pushing myself. I'm really going to challenge myself this coming year because I want to stay busy. I am much better when I am busy. When I just sit, I'm not good. So I need to be kept busy. And even if that means scheduling my hobbies, I'm okay with that because I like order and structure and routine. So all of my sheets got put out of order because I mixed them around. Okay, sorry. So there's that. Now, why this works for me is good. That was not a real sentence. And then last but not least, we've got WIPGO. So, WIPGO originally was created by Jessie Makes Something. That's her YouTube channel. Or Jessie Marie Makes Something. But I heard a lot about it from 2020 this year, and I decided I wanted to have a go of it. And, sorry, they've got a squeaky ball they're playing with now. I want to have a go of it in 2021. And it was originally created for cross stitch. And so I do have a stitchy one, but I also decided I wanted to make a reading one. And this really is supposed to be like, this stitching is a year long, reading is monthly. And so this one I have marked up and drawn over and made changes to, because I'll just move it back because I keep popping out of frame. because some of these I felt like were too vague and I was going to confuse myself. And some of it, one of these, I have Moonlit Owl on here because it got destroyed. I don't want it on my list. So I've already created a new one. I just need to print out the new one. It's basically the same. I've just changed. Some of the things have moved because I let it randomize itself. So if you were in the group, it is the WIPGO 2021. On the 27th of the previous month, Jessie will draw the numbers. So on December 27th, she drew the numbers for January. Funnily enough, she did draw the free space number, which is number 13. But she also drew 6 and 18. And so on this, I believe I actually got lucky enough, and this is going to be the same. It's these two. These two. So originally on here, I had letters from Hogwarts for my sister's baby, and then letters from Hogwarts for me. And I have a feeling I'm going to get really confused on those. So really, letters from Hogwarts for me is being pushed onto the back burner. I really want to focus on, obviously, the gift for my incoming, ooh, that sounds weird, my niece. So I decided to remove that off there, and then I replaced, also I had a different WIP on here. I had a full coverage listed that I'm not planning on working on. So I was like, I need to get rid of that because I'm not actually working on that WIP this year. So I've switched them around, and instead I've decided to make it more specific. So I replaced this two, replaced Moonlit Owl, and then the other full coverage one that I'm not even touching. And I've made the full coverage one more specific. I wanted to get, it's gonna at least 1,000 stitches on it in a month, or even just in the year, because it is full coverage and it's gonna take me a long time. But then I decided to make the letters from Hogwarts stitch related as well, and those are specific. I think those have 2,000 stitches. I want to, each time it gets called, I want to put 2,000 stitches in it, since again, it's not for me, it's for my baby niece. And rewards I have given myself are, if I make a bingo, I think hopefully I actually accomplish this before the year is over. So my thing is, if I make a bingo, like before the end of the year, because most of these I'm going for finishes. I'm trying to finish these. So if I make a bingo, I finish something, whatever. I'm going to alternate fabric and pattern purchases in my wish lists. And if I completely black it out, if I finish this whole entire board at the end of the year, whatever is in my wish list, I'm going to wipe it out. That's what it says. It says wipe out the wish list, meaning I am going to go through and buy everything in my cart. Assuming my husband doesn't care, which I don't think he will. He's already tried to convince me to buy a like $2,000 craft cabinet, and I said no. But, so for my reading one, this is it. I've kind of mixed it up, and I wanted to talk about it. I've given myself either challenges or categories, but they are, or even just goals, things that I want to accomplish. And this is supposed to, it says year long. They are being so loud. I am so sorry. It says year long, so like I said, it's supposed to actually be monthly. I'll probably just cross that out because I don't care to reprint it. It doesn't need to be exact. But I've given my things goals like at least 5 books in a month, at least 6 books in a month, or I want to read. I've given myself hour times of I need to read for at least 12 hours in a month or 14 hours in a month, which if everything goes according to plan, I want to develop a reading habit of reading for at least an hour every single day. So, these ones where it's 24 hours of reading, theoretically, if I read an hour every single day in a month, I will achieve that goal. that gives me very little wiggle room, and that's the point. And I have all kinds of hours. I started, and the fun thing is they can be drawn randomly. You know, she could have picked the 24 hours of reading right off the bat, or she could have picked the 10 hours of reading. I also have, I want to spend 4+ hours on one book, which isn't necessarily that hard to do, but that would require me to read a thicker novel, a longer book, not one that I could finish in a day or two. I also have to read a classic. I'm trying to read more classics. I just finished Jane Eyre, and I actually really, really enjoyed it. So I want to read more classics. I have read every day for a month. I have it where it's nonfiction, where I would need to pull in at least one, if not more, nonfiction books into that month. I have read from bookshelf, because I have a lot of books on my bookshelf that either I have bought or I have been given that I have not read, and they're just sitting there. I've got finish a book in 5 days. And then I have physical books only, because I do like to listen to audiobooks, so that's going to be hard. So I have a physical books only, and I have an audiobooks only. And both of those are going to be really hard, because I definitely use them interchangeably. When I'm at work, I listen to audiobooks, or when I'm driving, I listen to audiobooks, or when I'm doing chores around the house, I'll listen to an audiobook. But when I have downtime, I like to actually sit and physically read. I like to hold a physical book. So we'll see, which is also why I'm laughing, because on my board, number 18 is audiobooks only, which means for the month of January, I can only listen to audiobooks. And she also drew 6 books in a month, so I need to find at least 6 audiobooks, if not more. And I still don't know what kind of prompts Vicky's going to give us for School of Magical Stitches. So there's a lot. What else do I have that I wanted to touch on? I've got my least favorite genre, which would have to be either romance or science fiction. It's really hard for me to get into those. Romance just is not my thing. I find them mushy and gushy and unbelievable and unrealistic, and I just don't like them. I find myself rolling my eyes a lot. I've read a couple and I just can't do it. Versus I have a coworker who absolutely adores them, so I'll probably ask her for a recommendation. What else do I have? Oh, and science fiction. I'm not against science fiction. I will try it. It's just I tend to really, really struggle with the world building. It is really hard for me to take it all in when there's so much information being thrown at you, and you're supposed to, picture this other world, and I just get stuck. And so I end up falling behind when it's just, which sucks, because I'm sure there are really great science fiction books, and I want to give them a shot. What else? I said that. I've got Reader's Choice, which can just be anything I want. And I have no TV, only books. And what I mean by that is not that I won't watch TV. I mean that if I have downtime, if I'm waiting to pick up my son from school, I am not going to get on my phone and pull up YouTube. I am going to read. Because usually what happens when he goes to school and I go to work, I get off work at 1, I have to pick him up at 2:25. By the time I get home and change and make food, I really only have about 20 minutes-ish before I then have to leave to go get him. And I will sit and usually just watch some TV. But that's 20 minutes I could be using reading. So that's that mentality. I don't want to waste my downtime on screens. I want to use my downtime for books. And then last but not least, I have grab and go. And I've got that on here 3 times. And what I mean by grab and go is, I work at the library. I say this basically all the time. We have displays, just like normal books. Yeah, so I have all of the shelves of books, like a library does. I'm going to just walk down the aisles. Maybe I'll pick a genre. Maybe I won't. But I'm just going to walk down go to the aisles, pick it by random, go in, and just grab one. I'm not going to read the description. I'm going to try really hard not to look at the titles. Like, I want to just like blindly find a book, grab it, and go back to my desk or leave for the day. I want to get out of my box. I want to read something that I wouldn't necessarily grab. So maybe I go to the romance section and I do that. Maybe I go to the sci-fi section and do that. Or I go to the young adult or whatever, and maybe I go to like the juvenile chapter books. Some of those are really good. So yeah, I'm really excited. So I put that on there 3 times because I definitely, and if I like doing that, I'm just going to keep doing it because why not? Like, so yeah. But those, I definitely mean that every single book I pick will have to be a grab and go. So fingers crossed that it matches up with whatever reading challenges she gives us. But that is why this is so handy. Because already January, I know I'm going to have at least 6 audiobooks, and I can just list those, and then I don't have to worry about it. And I will listen to plenty more audiobooks in the future. And so then I'm pretty much done with audiobooks already. So I'm excited. I am looking forward to the new year. I'm ready to leave 2020 behind and get started. And I'm going to end it there. I'm going to end it on my positive note. I'm in a good mood. I'm looking forward to the new year. Just need to go check on my son. But thank you guys so much. Please stay tuned for the planner video, and I mentioned another video I'm going to do in that one, my little end of the year update on the 31st. So I will see you on the 31st, but take care, guys. Have a great week. Be easy with your hearts.